What's going on, guys? I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Welcome back to another weekend in the lawn. This is just going to be a good old-fashioned update. Now, for those of you guys who've been following me on social media, you guys know I've been very quiet for the past couple of weeks. So today, I want to update you guys on a couple of things. Number one, where have I been this past week? Number two, what is the current state of my lawn and landscape? And number three, what future projects do we have coming up here on Jake the Lawn Kid's channel? With all that being said, let's get into the video, bruh. Alright, well, looks like we whipped it back into shape. Looking good. If there's anything anyone will tell you, it's that a clean garage equals progress being made. Okay, so first off, where have I been this past week? Any of you guys who follow me here on YouTube or Instagram, you guys know I've been quiet on there for the past week, and I want to tell you guys why. I actually took a week-long vacation with the family down to Florida for about 5 days. It was very spontaneous, to say the least. Check it out. Okay, so day one of my Florida vacation. I'm here at my grandfather's house. He's not here today. In fact, he lives up in Indiana with us, and he typically comes down here in the winter, so he's a snowbird and all. I'm sure you Floridians get it. But I just want to take a look at this lawn real quick, because one of the things that's interesting, especially when you come to a different climate and a different area of the country, and you notice these different turf types, it's just really interesting to look at what they have. Like this, for instance, this grass type is different than any other grass type I've seen in Northwest Indiana. In fact, I think it might be zoysia. Just by looking at it, the wide blades and its thick stance, and the fact that it's taking over in the flower beds here, but not too vigorously, right? Because that's what zoysia is. It's a slow creeping grass, and it slowly takes over time. But I just gotta say, I really like the feel of it. I really like the feel of it on my feet. It just feels like a really good grass type. It feels good on the feet, but not as good as bluegrass, if you know what I mean. Wait, what do we get to go on?
Yeah, it must have rained or something. I'd be careful because the alligators come right up on.
Well, it's the rainy season.
Alligators are in this water. Oh yeah.
Yep.
They're everywhere. I'm gone.
Can we go out to that gazebo? No. It's roped off.
Why not?
Oh yeah. That's how you get to...
We'll jump in the water.
start over there.
No. Make sure you don't drop that.
Well, I'm not going to.
You guys had some fun with us tonight. Let me hear you make some noise. All right. Thank you very much for stopping and giving us some of your time. Please remember this, time you'll never get back, so spend it wisely, all right? The fact that you stopped, gave us some of your time tonight, that's extremely humbling. We hope we did a great job in giving you guys what we absolutely love to do. You guys just witnessed street theater, all right? At the end of the show, real simple, the festival just allows us to set up. No one pays us to do this. We're gonna be standing with a donation bag. If you guys had some fun, come on up, drop something in. The classy thing about street theater is that the audience gets to experience the show first. You get to watch it first. Then you guys get to determine what it's worth. Come on up, drop something in. All your donations allow us to take this show all over the world for families like yourselves. Thank you very much. This is the grand finale. All right, gentlemen, let's do this. Sir, I need you to hold this radio right here. You're a natural. Bam. You, face them. Cross your arms. Bam. You guys go back to back. Cross your arms. Bam. This is our crew, World Stage Pro. Find us on Instagram or Facebook at World Stage Pro, or you can Venmo us at World Stage Pro as well. Thank you very much. Help support street theater. Vic, are you ready? All right. When I say DJ, you say kick it. DJ. Kick it. DJ.
Kick it.
Let's go. Watch him. Get together for me. Give me a bow. Ladies and gentlemen, we're World Stage Pro.
Last day in Clearwater. There's one thing I want to do though before I go. I want to kick my shoes off here, and I want to walk in this Bermuda one last time. Oh man. I gotta say, if there's one thing that's just as good as sand on your feet, it's definitely short Bermuda grass. It's Bermuda grass.
The Florida grass, the fajita grass. Look at my feet, they're strolling along grass.
Feels good. Feels good. Time to go home. Okay, maybe just one more time. Check this out. Just a quickie here. This is St. Augustine. Doesn't feel as good as the Bermuda, but feels okay. It's better than the shoes, actually. All right, enough playing around. Back to reality. I know. And when I got back, I started to notice a significant change in my front lawn here. Now, before I show you what it looks like right now, let me show you some video I took 2 days ago when I got back from my week-long vacation to get to where it is right now. Okay, so it's about 5:30 in the morning here. I just got back from vacation. This is the first time I've looked at the lawn in 9 days. And as you can see, for one, it's really overgrown, so we're going to be taking care of that today. But in addition to that, while it's overgrown, we actually have a couple of areas where my sprinklers aren't covering very well. You guys saw in the last video where I made an attempt to fine-tune my system to help improve the coverage, and while it did work in some areas, it did not work in others. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take advantage of the time frame I have right now. It's about 5:30 in the morning. Morning is the best time to do some watering, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this zone right here and that zone, and I'm going to move them into the areas, like I'm going to put 2 sprinklers right here and 2 sprinklers right here, and I'm just going to kick them on and let them do a full watering cycle on these areas. Again, that really wasn't the full intention of this system from day one to move sprinklers around, but it's what I'm going to have to do to make sure that I'm watering it consistently. What I've done from here is I've put the sprinklers on and I put a little measuring cup in there. Again, the idea is to get a 1/2 inch of water, maybe a little bit more. These orbits together usually take about 45 minutes to output a 1/2 inch of water into one area, especially when they overlap like that. So what I did, just for the best of luck, is I went ahead and took that up to an hour. So these sprinklers are going to run for an hour. And what I'm going to do, because I am really tired, I got back from vacation, like I said, haven't really gotten any sleep on the ride home, so I'm going to go ahead and go inside, sneak in a couple hours of sleep, and then we'll come out later this afternoon, check up on this, and get some other work done. Okay, so 3 p.m. and we are still pumping the water to it, as you can see. Just kidding. By the way, I haven't been watering since 6 a.m., so I don't want you to worry. I haven't been overdoing it. I just started watering it again today. You guys know earlier today I set up the orbit sprinklers in some of the center areas in the lawn to water those. I put those on for an hour. And down here I'm doing the same thing, only difference being I'm using my big sprinkler and I put that on a 90°. And typically it takes about 40 to 45 minutes to put down a 1/2 inch of water, but again, because I do have some areas in the corners here that are stressing out, what I'm going to do to compensate for that, just to kind of give it a little extra water, is I'm going to bump my watering time today up to 1 hour. So I'm letting this sprinkler run for 1 hour to help coat some of these areas that dried out while I was gone. Okay, so here we are, day number 2 of watering. Some of the earlier footage you were seeing, that was actually from yesterday when I just got back from vacation. And what I'm doing today is I'm doing another follow-up water on this because I really want to give this all the water I can. So I gave it about a good 1/2 inch yesterday, so what I'm going to do just to make sure is I'm going to run it again. In fact, I'm going to give this area right here a full inch of water, because that's really what you want to do. Once you notice areas in your lawn that are really stressed, one thing you want to do to help bring them out of that stress is you want to give them a full inch of watering the first time you water it. So I did that with a 1/2 inch yesterday and another 1/2 inch today to complement that, giving me a grand total of 1 full inch in this area. After that, what I can do is I can go ahead and pick up with my regular watering cycle, which is going to be 3 times a week, 1/2 inch each time, giving me about 1.5 inches of water for the entire week. You can see the lawn is looking good, as always, for this time of the year because of all the watering I've been doing. So what I had to do is I had to mess around with the settings on the orbit sprinkler a little bit, figure out what stream worked good, and what I came to conclude is that with my water pressure, having 2 sprinklers, the best setting to use is the smallest setting and use the second tooth that comes on, at least that's what I like to call it, the second or middle tooth, to maintain that consistency throughout the duration of the stream so that it doesn't negatively affect your coverage. You know what, in fact, let's actually take a look at it. Let's see what's going on. So this area here, you could see it's actually looking a little brown right now. We got some leaf spot in there. Might have to do a treatment on that very soon. And then just to compare, let's come to an area that's healthy, an area that's getting very sufficient water. Look at how thick, green, and vigorous this bluegrass is. Look at it. Oh, Kentucky blue, I love you. Just so thick, thick with 3 C's. From first glance, everything I showed you, it looks like glitz and glamour, right? Well, I am here to show you that not everything in my lawn is glitz and glamour. You guys have been watching since about last week. You guys know that I've showed you guys this side of my lawn so many times, and you guys will notice that it's all brown. A lot of you guys might start to ask, well, Jake, why don't you irrigate this like you water your front yard? It's enough hassle for me to keep the front lawn irrigated. You can see, while I got a DIY system up there that does it for me, I'm still in the process of fine-tuning that and figuring out what works best for my situation. And at this point, to do that for the entire lawn would just be overkill, because as you guys have seen, the struggle is enough to keep that area properly irrigated, as I have tons of stress areas in there. So yeah, I'm letting the rest of my lawn go into summer dormancy. It's gonna be fine, nothing's gonna happen to it, right? I'm just gonna let it ride through this heat wave, and then once we return to favorable conditions for cool season grass, which is gonna be temperatures in the 70s and 80s with a lot of rain, which we're getting a little tease of right now, then this grass is going to wake up and it's gonna start to blow up green before you know it. Some other good news for you guys, and that is going to have to do with this lawn right here. This is the LCN Lawn Revival project I've been doing. I really haven't been doing a lot of project lawn videos right now, and the reason I haven't is because of how the weather's been, right? It's been very hot, very dry. The last thing you want to do to a lawn that is under so much stress due to heat and drought is push it. So I haven't been doing any videos in regards to fertility or care for this lawn. But once we return to proper conditions, I do have a special treat for you here. But in the meantime, here's what I'm gonna do. I've been watering this lawn, at least I've been trying to water it by hand. I've been doing that again with my big sprinkler. But what I'm coming to find is that it's very time consuming to come out here and water this by hand, especially with my schedule. Just trying to find the time to come out here, especially in the early morning hours, which I ideally recommend to water the lawn, it's just hard, right? So I came up with the idea to install the same irrigation I installed at my house right here in the front lawn. I went ahead and texted Megan, the homeowner, the idea, and she was like, absolutely, Jake, let's do it. And that install is going to be happening here in the next day or so. Make sure that you stay tuned for next week's video to see a brief recap of how it went. Okay, so lastly, I want to announce what's going to be coming up here on the JTLK channel. I got quite a lot of fall lawn care stuff coming your way, and I think you guys are really going to like what I'm going to be doing here. I'm going to be doing more project lawn stuff. You're going to see more of the Next Step Liquid Lawn Care program, more of the LCN Lawn Revival, and maybe a little bit more of the collaboration project I did with Alan last year. We're going to go back there, do a follow-up, and maybe do some more applications. So stay tuned for all of that coming up. But while we're talking, I want to go ahead and point the focus to these two lawns right here. We're going to be doing a lot of fall lawn care content on both of these lawns, and I think it's going to bring a lot of value to you guys, because for those of you guys who have a cool season lawn, if you haven't started anything all year, just know that there is still hope, as fall is right around the corner. So that's all I have for you guys today. I really want to apologize for not having much of a thorough how-to video today like I usually do, but I did want to take this time to let you guys know why I was gone last week, and that I am back and I am ready to get back to the grind of providing you guys quality content. With all that being said, I'm Jake the Lawn Kid. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. If I don't see you guys next time, you're gonna be dominated, bro. See you later.